Hello, this is Abe Safa with Century 21 here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is a conversation that I have with people all day long. So a lot of times, properties here in Myrtle Beach expire and fail to sell on the MLS or in the market. And it surprises me that people are surprised, sellers are surprised that a property may not sell. A lot of people think, well, just put it on the MLS and that's all that needs to be done and the property will sell. But that's far from the truth. So approximately 4,000 properties a year expire off the market and fail to sell. That's not even counting all the withdrawals. There's thousands and thousands of withdrawals as well. Now, some of those withdrawals could be where the seller just changed their mind or their plans changed, weren't moving anymore, and just decided to pull it off the market. But the majority of those are people that just got frustrated that it was on the market for months and months and months and did not get an offer. So we're talking thousands and thousands of properties a year in this market that just end up not selling during the time that they were listed. So going back and looking to see what the major reasons. There's obviously a lot of different reasons, but there are four most common reasons that I see very frequently. And the first thing I notice is condition of the property. So that's really important. If the house is old, the condition on the outside is not looking good. Things are broken. Whether it's it needs a lot of updating, things like that. The condition of the property has a big impact on how a buyer feels when they come into the property to purchase it. Now, another side of that is the condition can be really good, but the home just doesn't show well. Whether it's not staged properly, whether it's just too cluttered, too much furniture, it just doesn't show well when somebody comes in. Science and research proves that buyers buy based on emotions. So when they walk into a home or a condo, the first couple of seconds of the feeling that they get is crucial. So it's really important that the condition and the showing ability of the property looks really good for that buyer. So that's the first reason. The second reason is just as simple as availability. A lot of times, whether it's the owner, whether it's a tenant in there, we just can't seem to get people in there to look at it. If the seller or the tenant are not being flexible with the showing agent and getting a buyer in there, I mean, obviously the home is not going to sell or the condo is not going to sell at that point. The third reason is price. Science research has shown over and over that if you price a home just as simple as 10% above market value, you're going to cut out about 70% of the traffic that you're going to get for that home. So a lot of times, the property just might be overpriced and people are just not seeing it as a value. Nowadays, everything is transparent with Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, and all the websites out there. People have unlimited access to data. They know when you bought your home. They know how much you paid for it. They know what the comps are. So there's a lot of information out there for the consumer nowadays that they know what the value of a home is. So overpricing it is a big issue when it comes to a property expiring. And the fourth, and I feel like the most important thing is the marketing of the property. So there's been many times where I've seen a property that looks good, priced well, but just never got traction because the exposure just was not given to it. It wasn't marketed effectively enough. Being in retail my whole life before real estate, it's known in retail that it's all about location, location, location. And the reason for that is being in the right location generates traffic. And that's what it's all about. So when it comes to real estate, it's no different. Instead of location, it's about exposure, exposure, exposure. So you want a marketing plan that's going to expose the property to as many people as possible. And the more eyeballs that look at it, the more opportunities you're going to have at attracting the right buyer. Picture it as a funnel. So we just a bunch of people looking at it, and at the bottom we're going to filter out some really good leads that are going to want to buy your house at the price that we're looking for. So those are the four major reasons. As always, I'm always available here for any questions you might have or any help that you need here in the market when it comes to real estate.